Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we're going to be talking about Celebrity Edition MCC, and a thing I've done in the past where we're going to be doing a second rendition 2025 update. But before we get into that, this type of topic also reminds me that I'm not the most popular Wolfeei. This is the most popular Wolfeei, Wolf Glick, Wolfeei VGC. But not only am I not the most popular Wolfeei, I'm not even the second most popular Wolfeei, because there's this freak. I remember this guy. I used to watch him like 8 years ago. I don't know how long ago. He's also named Wolfeei. So I'm maybe the number 3. There's probably another one. I don't know, but I'm not even the number 1. And this is like a niche name, and I'm not number 1, not number 2, number 3 at most. So sick. Good job, guys. It's my fault, but whatever. Anyways, this is the first time I did this type of video. It was in December of 2022, so it's been a long time since I did this. But this is for the first daily December, and I have prepared an updated list, more so a refined list. It's going to be an interesting one because I think there's some interesting things to look at. So if we go over here, I've prepared a little Photoshop thing. The approach this time is a little different. Instead of doing a full 40 player celebrity roster, I decided, what if I just grab 10 S tiers? Maybe 10 of the most iconic S tiers, or maybe just 10 S tiers that I felt like picking. Spoiler alert, this is mostly active players, with one exception. We'll get to that later. But active players, season 4, etc. type of players, so no dream. Sorry. Anyways, I paired up an S tier with a trio that I think either fits them or that I just felt like putting them with. So let's just get into the first example, and you'll see what I mean. So if I do this, there we go. You'll see the first S tier is none other than Feinberg. Who would Feinberg be paired up with? Well, you know, when you start team announcements, you gotta make a large entrance, an explosive entrance even. Which means that we're bringing the boom, baby. We're bringing the boom. We're bringing the boom. Little spoiler alert for this video. I might be a little unhinged because we're talking about celebrities playing Minecraft event. It's funny, all right? Anyways, yeah, Feinberg and Big Justice and AJ and the Rizzler are bringing the boom to MCC. So I can't wait, guys. I'm ecstatic for this moment. Yeah, we're not going to really be able to talk much about the balancing here. I was just thinking of, you know, some of the most relevant people, most relevant things recently. I think, you know, the Costco guys and the Rizzler are pretty relevant. And it was either going to be Feinberg or Purpled that was going to be paired up with them. And Purpled's got a different thing. You'll see what Purpled's got later. Guess what color Purpled's on? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Totally not the one in his name. Anyways, continuing forward. We have Orange Team, which has as the top frag Pizza Hut. Now you might be thinking, what would you give to Brandon? What would you give to Pizza Hut, right? What would you give to Pete, Mr. Brandon Pete Pizza Hut? I was thinking, like, you know, give him a bit more of a chill approach. So Keanu Reeves would be a really sick person to have on this team. I think Keanu Reeves may be literally number 1 chillest celebrity of all time. He's kind of awesome. I kind of F with him pretty heavy. Then I just kind of lost track of the chill aspect, but we got Danny DeVito. He's funny. I think, you know, Pete's got, you know, he's chill, but he's also got funny bits. He's got, you know, a little bit of everything. He's an all-star player in that type of regard, and I think Danny DeVito fits that. And I'll be honest, I don't remember who I put as the last. Oh, well, apparently there's no third player on this team, so I mean, I guess it could be good enough. I don't know if you've seen John Wick, which is the movie that Keanu Reeves features in. You'll know that he's fully capable of handling more than one opponent at a time. So I'm sure as a team of 3, they'd be fine. A bit of an oopsie on my end there, but that's fine. Moving along to the yellow team, we have none other than JoJo at the top. JoJo leading this team. You might be thinking, Wolfeei, what would you do for JoJo? What's the theme here? Well, if we go to the first one, you might be able to tell, right? You might be able to tell, oh, you know, Ariana Grande, pretty good fit. I remember a clip from JoJo talking about Wicked. This is Ariana Grande from Wicked. Literally, the image. I looked up Ariana Grande Wicked. I didn't watch the movie myself, but I know that works. So you might be like, okay, but where does it continue. Well, next up is Kevin Hart, which he wasn't in Wicked, so that's not the connection. He's also not a woman, so that's not the connection either. Kind of leaves one thing, especially when we look at the last person on the team. Curious what the theme of this team is. I don't know if I could tell. I'm a little. I don't know if I can comment on that one. So, hey, I'll give you a hint. I wouldn't fit the theme. There you go. Anyways, continuing forward to the Lime team, which is an iconic one, considering it has Ant Frost on it, of course. And who would Ant Frost be paired up with? To my knowledge, assuming that every single person on this team is a real person, of course, I can't put 3 of the most famous cats on there. So who would it be? Well, if you watch the Grammys, or not the Grammys, whatever, there was a picture taken, iconic picture of Billy and Sabrina, and I should probably explain everyone on the teams, shouldn't I, for the people that may not recognize the people. Ariana Grande, Kevin Hart, Kai Cenat, Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan. These 3 took an iconic picture at the Grammys. I'm fairly sure. I could be wrong. I might be thinking about the wrong thing. I don't know. But I saw there was a picture, and people were like, "Oh my god!" So there you go. And I think Ant would fit with that. I think it'd be cool. I will be super honest. This vibe on Lime is kind of fire. I think Billy's cool. Sabrina's cool. I don't really know that much about Chappell Roan, but they seem pretty interesting. So. I would like this vibe. I think it's a big boom from me there. 5, maybe 5 big booms. We'll keep it at 4.5 booms for now. Continuing forward, we have the green team, which has Shane on it. So if you've watched Shane for more than 5 seconds, I think you probably know 2 of the inclusions on this team. I'm just gonna skip straight forward to the 2 inclusions, right? These should be obvious. You got Jason Tatum, the probably lead player, more so the most iconic, most popular player from the Celtics right now, which is Shane's basketball team that he watches because it's the Boston Celtics. He lives in Boston, I think. I don't know. Fairly sure. And then Post Malone's his favorite music artist. So, boom. Makes sense, right? Boom. 5 big moves. Anyways. Now you might be wondering, all right, so you got a basketball guy, you got a music guy. How do you connect the 2? Some of you may know. If you're into modern internet stuff, you might know who would be next. Some of you may not know who this is, but the last person gotta be Jello, Leangelo Ball, however you pronounce it. I might swerve in that corner. That one. Whoa. That's like the widest thing I've ever said, but whatever. Leangelo Ball. That's the guy who did basketball and now does music. He's part of, or he's got 2 brothers. I'll be super honest. I don't know their names. I want to say one of them is Lonzo, and I don't remember the other one. And then they got a dad who's been posting on, who's been doing cameos on TikTok. Fire dad, by the way. He's sick. He seems cool. So yeah, this guy was trying to do basketball. His 2 brothers made it in the NBA. He didn't fully make it into I think he might have made it into the NBA, but he was like on the bench or something, and then he does music. So cool. Yeah. Anyways, moving along. That's the first day of teams. How many likes do you think these would get on Twitter? I think it'd be pretty high. Honestly, it'd be pretty good. Hey, WT making. Oh, also, I'll just cut the joke for now. Orange 4th is John Cena. Joke is that you can't see him. Anyways, next up is the Cyan team, led by Shadoon, who, if you know Shadoon, is not just bilingual. I'm fairly sure he's trilingual because he speaks Spanish, French, English, maybe even more. I don't know. Kind of have to just, when we're talking about Europe and multiple languages and Shadoon and the interests of potentially, European people, etc. You gotta go to football where, the GOAT, obviously Messi, the GOAT Messi, undebatable, really. But let's just, throw some spice into the mix. Put the other goat there too, Ronaldo. You might as well at this point, just a, small team, potentially a small team. And, how do you tie that together? How do you Shadoon with two football players? I mean, obviously, speed makes sense. ISO Speed had to be on that team. That's just no brainer. No brainer, really had to happen. Either way, continuing forward, we have the Aqua team led by none other than Mysticat, who I feel like some people would argue, like, why is Misty included? Misty is, I think, kind of undebatably an S tier. However, Misty has only played in Pride, so that's where the debate, I guess, could be had. I don't really care. I think Misty's really good, so... and also, Misty makes for an interesting S tier to make a celebrity team around, because the connection here is, maybe with these two, you already kind of know what the connection could be. The last person will make it very obvious, assuming you know who it is. This is Jack Black, and then Seth Rogen, also known as Bowser, and Donkey Kong, and then the last person is Charles Martinet. None other than Mario, and I think Luigi, and Wario, and Waluigi, and a couple other characters. He voiced, like, all of them at some point. Absolute legend, especially for video games. Probably one of the most legendary people within video game history. Like, huge deal. Also, I think Misty on this team and this combo would just be so fun. It would be such a fire team. I don't know. I think a lot of these actually work pretty well. Well, I mean, yellow would be a little bit interesting. And like orange is kind of a random-ish mix, but like it would be fine. But the rest so far I think are fired. I think this is sick. Next up, blue team led by Fruitberries. Now, one thing you got to know about Fruitberries is he's Canadian, and I totally based the entire team around that. Especially when you look at the start, it's Drake. Drake's from Canada. He's like, the biggest music artist from Canada, right? No, because one of his biggest ops of all time, The Weeknd, that's the actual biggest artist from Canada, I think, technically. Well, on Spotify, at least, I think. It may be someone that's from Canada that I don't remember. So the dynamic on this team is quite interesting. You have Drake and The Weeknd, who, if you don't know, both make music, are from Canada, and also don't like each other at all. So, hey, good luck, Fruit. He's clutched up a solo run in Sky Battle before. This one's just going to be a little bit more interesting because he's just going to have either no comms in the VC or constant rap battles. I don't know. It's going to be quite the experience. And then finally on the team, I looked up famous Canadian people, and Jim Carrey is Canadian, so that'd be pretty fun. Look, hey, if Drake and The Weeknd are not going to be talking throughout the entire event, you at least got Dr. Eggman on your team. That's pretty cool, right? I'm just saying, Jim Carrey, kind of a W teammate. Finally, or not finally, two more teams left. Finally, we've made it to Purpled. Purpled, is purple, and somewhat recently within the Minecraft event scene, there's been a certain GIF or meme from Purpled, where he says, block Tua. Sure, man. So this is Haley Welsh, the Hawk Tua girl. A little problematic, but considering we have Drake and that's about it. We got Drake, so I think it doesn't really matter. Next up on this team, though, Purple also loves basketball, so I got to give him Braun, of course. LeBron, the GOAT, my glorious king. I don't watch basketball, but he's pretty cool. And finally, I don't remember who I put on this team. The Rock. Yeah, casual. I mean, makes sense, of course. Yeah, no, I totally right. I actually think that kind of somewhat makes sense. I don't know why, but it somewhat works to connect these three. Yeah. Anyways, finally, you might be thinking, what S tiers are left? Like who could it even be? Like Sapnap maybe, or like me, or like Sandwich Lord, or Coldy, right? So there's some good players who played in the past, or like Quig. Well, when you talk about S tiers, there's one name you can never forget. Connor Eats Pants, of course. Like, when you look at S tiers being paired up with celebrities, and then you don't even consider Connor Eats Pants, you're missing out. This guy actually knows, well, not really, but this guy he knows some of the people on this draft, surprisingly. He knows AJ and Big Justice over here, and he also, I think, I don't know if he's still followed by Haley Welsh, but he was at least at some point, which he's the closest out of anyone here to knowing these people somehow. So we've kind of set the example here. Connor Eats Pants essentially could be paired up with anyone because of his recent content. Fortnite Friday, he's been pulling crazy guests in, ones that you would never expect, and that means we're just gonna send it because this team, you got Kendrick. He's on top of the game right now. First rapper to surpass 100 million average monthly listeners on Spotify. Insane achievement. Also, casual 5 Grammys that he's holding in this picture right now. Also at the Grammys, he performed alongside Samuel L. Jackson, which, pretty sick. I think would be cool to see that in an event. From the Super Bowl to the did I say the Grammys? They did not perform at the Grammys. They performed at the Super Bowl. My bad. I don't know. My brain is on autopilot. But they performed at the Super Bowl, and big deal. So the next step, obviously, is MCC. I mean, that just makes sense. MCC is bigger than the Olympics, so I think that's just, honestly, the most straightforward path going next for both of them. And then, retired, but still, might as well throw Obama on there. I mean, I'm just saying, Connor Eats Pants. Of course he would know him. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, maybe that's the next Fortnite Friday guest. You never know. Anyways, that's the teams I made. I got super bored, and I thought, what would be fun to play around with some S tiers being teamed up with really famous people. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your favorite team is, and do you want me to do this again in like 3 years, 2 years? I don't know. We'll probably do it again, assuming that this channel still exists. Probably will. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.